Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. Back with another video a day till this channel hits 100K. Today, I'm going on a road trip, and it's all because I got this coupon code today from Harbor Freight for the Insiders Club for an extra 20% off, and it's today only, and there's something that I've been eyeing up, but no stores in town have it. So I am shooting like over 2 hours east to go pick this thing up. The last few weeks, I've been talking about dealing with some back pain, which it's getting a little better, but it's constantly always kind of been an issue on my lower back. So with everything I get myself into, I need to focus better on not going from a low squat, picking stuff up, because that's what just absolutely tortures my back. And that's what we're going to grab today. Let's get on the road and head over to Safford, Arizona. Never been there. Let's hop in the truck, get on the road. Now I can already see the comments saying this is crazy that I drove out this far for what it is that I'm picking up. Was it worth it? Nope. Would I do it again? Yes. The whole trip out here, just a lot of nothing. Just fantastic time to spend in your own mind. And that's what I really love about these kinds of road trips, is just getting out and seeing an area that you otherwise would never go. The adventure of it all. I'm incredibly lucky to have this opportunity to be able to do this kind of stuff. So let's get over to Harbor Freight, pick up our little lift, and head on back home. Damn, this is like a really big Harbor Freight. Never seen a Harbor Freight with the motorcycle lift on display. That's pretty wild. Over here. Yep. That's the one. That was the largest Harbor Freight that I've ever seen in my life. That was actually kind of interesting. Still possibly not worth it, but I might have saw something on my way in here that might have made this trip completely worth it. There's actually two super cool things we are going to go take a look at. So let's get over there and see if it's real. Could this be? No, it's just a sign. Not a real Radio Shack, but there was a really cool spot a couple miles down the road here that I want to stop and check out. That was another interesting place. These little small towns, man, there's so much cool stuff around here. This dude, this is apparently somebody's house, it looks like, who just has a bunch of old helicopters, rotors, everything's still intact. Whoever this dude is looks super cool. Just a bunch of old cars, helis, some old motor out there. All right, that is really cool. So cool. He's got an old Camaro sitting back there. Bunch of old trucks, cars from the looks like 50s or 60s. Sorry, I'm assuming it's a guy. Man, that is so gnarly. So now that we're back at the house, I need to figure out how to get this thing out of the bed of the truck without blowing out my back, because this thing weighs 171 pounds. I have an idea. I am going to unbox this thing on the tailgate, and I have a pretty clever way of how we're going to get this off. When they loaded this on the truck, they used the same hydraulic cart to load it. I don't have that luxury here, but it was a sneak peek for me to see exactly why I bought it in the first place. This winch Warren sent to me, I don't know, 8 years ago. It has a lifting strength of 500 pounds. Let's see, work smarter, not harder. All right, we're up. We're free. Afraid it might drop. Yep. Gotta watch those quick drops because it's how the cable is spooled up or not. Work smarter, not harder. That's awesome. So I believe assembly on this guy is pretty straightforward. So that's installed, easy enough. And then this foot pedal, and we are completely assembled. Yeah, this thing rolls really, really nice. It's a little bit of play in the handle. Now let's see how many pumps it takes to get it all the way to the top. It was about 51 to the top until it stopped moving. So taking a closer look at this, I'm actually honestly getting really impressed with how Harbor Freight is controlling their QA/QC. These welds, like, they're not ground down or anything, but they're all powder coated over. They don't have to be. But the welds themselves are actually pretty nice for a Harbor Freight $300 lift. I'll share with you guys how much I paid for this in a minute. But all in, like, the build quality, I trust this completely. So they also have, oh, they do, built-in safety stops there. I didn't think that they had those in there. So when you drop it down with something super heavy on there, you can actually have it lock into place. That's awesome. I had no idea that those were on there, and I was a little sketched, not sure if they had that, but that prevents the whole lift if anything fails from just catastrophically dropping on the ground, which is awesome. It'd be nice if they had it so it could actually be locked at full height. I don't see that being a potential. Let me see here. So that's full height. Would have been nice if they had some tabs in here for locking that into full height, but for something I didn't know even existed, I'm actually pretty pumped with that. So as a back saver, this is why I bought the 1,000-pound over the 500-pound. Honestly, the 500-pound probably would be okay for everything that I need in the garage here. But the 1,000-pound goes higher, and because it goes higher, I can get it right to the back of the bed of the truck. The 500-pound lift would actually be below the tailgate surface, and I don't want to deal with like lowering the tailgate, burying it into it, or having it roll underneath the truck as I'm trying to pull stuff out. I wanted something that would actually hit right up to the back of the tailgate, no matter how I roll it in here, and that way it's only contacting the plastic on the tailgate and not any of the metal. This will work out exactly the way that I want it. But it's also a table that I can roll around the shop and, well, garage, call it a shop, and have at different working heights as I'm kind of working. Now, I used to use this plastic rolling cart's actually starting to fall apart, so I needed to replace it with something, and I thought, what better than an actual hydraulic lift cart that can actually lift up some really heavy stuff that can help save my back in the long term. I've seen a couple other comments on this hydraulic table cart where people are not thrilled that this rubber is just kind of loosely sitting up on here, but I thought that would be annoying, and I mean, on its face value, it kind of is, until we were actually loading up this very lift on my truck with this exact same cart, and they didn't have the rubber on there, and that made it really easy to slide the box into the back of the truck. If you had the rubber on here, well, now it's non-slip, and it's going to be harder to move around. So I actually like that this mat is kind of loosely sitting on here. It'd be nice if they had a way to like maybe temporarily affix it. I will not be gluing this down just because, like I said, I learned pretty quickly that it's actually nice to be able to take this off. So if you want to move stuff on and off, it can actually slide very easily, which can be ideal, cannot be ideal. Depends on what you plan on using it for, but because it's a Swiss Army knife for me, I'm super pumped about it. So again, the whole reason I went on this massive road trip to get this today is that there is not a single store in the Phoenix area that has this lift, and I don't know when they will. And this morning, I saw that coupon come out for one day only for 20% off. So this lift is typically $369. I got it for $295. That's why I went on that journey to go pick it up. Now, was that $70 worth all of my time to do it? I had time today, so yes, for me it was, and it was a little adventure. You know, those kinds of road trips are just, it's fun. And if you don't do that often or ever, you're missing out. There's a lot of really cool little cities and towns that you've probably never seen before that are just kind of nice to drive through. So it was just a little adventure for me today, but I also don't know when these will be in stock in the Phoenix area anyways, so I just figured, hey, what the heck, I go grab it. So again, the whole point of this, and a lot of the things that I'm kind of picking up, you're gonna see this garage get smarter when it comes to how I am lifting up heavy things, because at 42 years old, many years of doing it the wrong way has cost me in the long run, and now I need to be a little bit smarter about how I'm taking heavy things in and out of the truck. That's pretty much all of what I'm talking about. But even just moving stuff around the garage, this should come in really handy. With that said, thank you guys very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below. Remember, likes go a long way to help support the channel. I will see you guys next time.